Hello, and welcome to another stream here on the Aviator 268 channel. We are here in Sydney, Australia, where it is a bit gloomy, but never mind that. We're just gonna go ahead and get our time started here. We have a couple of jets who are departing right now. Right now we have the Airbus A380, which is the big beluga of the skies, departing right now. So we're going to take a watch of that one real quick. And off she goes. Pretty noisy aircraft. And away she goes. We have a couple more aircrafts behind that, a couple more aircraft behind that. Wow, I can't even talk. Yeah, we have a Jetstar just pushed back from the gate, and we have a Velocity over at the end of here. Hello. Welcome. We are here in Sydney in the Pmdg 737 this evening. It is one of their special liveries, Australia's or overseas airline. There's something about special liveries and I don't like to be simple. So we got this new livery here on the simulator. Victor Hotel, Victor X-Ray Quebec is what we're going to be flying today over to Gold Coast. That is our departure and arrival. Let's get that up on the Volante screen real quick. There we go. We have it right here. Volante saying Sydney to Gold Coast. And so we're going to be taking the 737 over 1 hour and a little bit according to our flight plan. Flight is 1 hour and 7 minutes. Airtime, block time 1 hour and 21 minutes. So we're in for a nice little flight over here to Gold Coast. Welcome to the stream, guys. It is so good to see you here. Feel free to leave a chat. Feel free to ask whatever questions you want to ask. We want to make it fun and interactive. Last few streams, I did not realize that I made such a big blunder where I'm here talking. When I tell you I'm talking, I'm chatting a whole lot, but y'all weren't hearing anything. And nobody told me, man. But I hope I fixed that right now. So if you're hearing me, feel free to say that in the chat so I know that you are hearing me loud and clear. Want to make sure the sound is good so that we can be all good this stream. So once you're on the stream, send me a hello, hey, what's up, thumbs up, something. Let me know that you're hearing me clearly as we get this started. As I shared earlier, we are in Sydney, rainy Sydney. It is a gloomy day, gloomy morning over here in Sydney, but gloomy or not, we're gonna get this flight going. So let's go into the cockpit right now. As you can see on the windshield, we have rain. Over to our AFB and request data from SimBrief. Since we did all of that, I can show you our flight plan right now so you can see what that looks like. We have a flight plan here, Qantas computer flight plan. We are Qantas 596 and we are Victor Hotel, Victor X-Ray Quebec. Estimated departure time should be 45, which we're not going to get to. That's in 10 minutes. And our flight time is 1 hour 7 minutes. And so we're going to try to see how best we can keep that right now. We have a cost index of 40 and our distance is 403 nautical miles at a altitude of 31,000 feet, flight level 310. This is our flight plan that we will put into VATSIM, which we already done that. And for the flight today, we need 2 tons, 2.7 tons. And so with all of our continuous fuel and holding fuel and all of that, we would have a planned fuel of 5.2 tons. So let's go back into the aircraft and get that set up. So we've called that same information here, called Qantas 596. And this is our aircraft type, and this is our zero fuel weight plan and our route 403. Leaving from Sydney, going to Gold Coast. Should be leaving in the next 12 minutes, but that's not going to happen. But we'll be all right. And arriving at 11:05 local time. For departure today, winds 360 at 10. Visibility is, there's an unlimited here, but we're seeing that outside it is very gloomy. We can still see a good distance, but yeah, it's going to be a fun departure. Fuel clouds at 4,000, broken at 10,000, broken at 12,500. The temperature 20, 2.17, altimeter 1010. So we can go ahead and put our altimeter 1010 here. Going upstairs, and we're going to align our IRS. Switch our DC gens to ground. Put on our window heats. We're already on ground power. And let's get our fuel started here. Finish the overhead. Recirc fans can go on, and everything else looks good. We'll leave our seatbelt signs off as we refuel here on the ground. Welcome to the stream, guys. I just need somebody to give me a thumbs up. If you can hear me clearly, let me know so that I can, if I need to adjust anything, please let me know. Yes, it's a delay, man. We got a delay. It's all right, Justin. We'll be all right. We'll be all right. 700. All right, let's see what happens. We're going to see what happens. All right, let's head down to our FMC. Pausing it. And we are at YSSY. And is it going to take gate 6? No, it's not. So we just go to our next page and take our GPS left side, import it and set IRS if it would copy. There we go. And so now that is set. Go to our route page, YSSY here, and because we've already requested this information here, once we go to route request, we can select SimBrief route, and we're gonna select route so that will populate itself right there as we are waiting. Cole, we appreciate the thumbs up, man. Just want to make sure that everything is good on the stream because I can't be doing all this talking. We can't dare chat, and nobody hearing me. That don't make no kind of sense. Watching me just doing all of this and not hearing nothing. You know what I mean? So I appreciate that. Welcome, guys. We appreciate that. All right, this says route is ready, so we're gonna load here. Wait for the uplink. Fuel is already almost done. Once fuel is finished, we'll begin our boarding so we can try to get out of here because we don't want Justin to have to go back to the flight, the desk and ask for his money back. Can't have that. We need all the money we could get. So go into our departure arrival. We're departing today off of runway 34 right, and we're gonna take the Sydney 3. Then we go back to index and arrival, and the arrival information into Gold Coast for the 350, heading with the 35013. Let's see what our arrival information is saying here for our airport. If the winds are 350, it means that our arrival runway is going to be 320. Therefore, we will look at the, wow. So we're going to RNAV today. Oh man, I'm gonna have to call operations for that, Justin. Gonna have to make sure operations get that sorted out. We can't have you on the plane with no snacks. It's an hour flight. We can at least serve you some snacks now, especially those cookies. Of course. All right, gonna do RNP Zulu runway 32. If we want to change that, we might. We'll see. We'll stick with the Zulu part for right now. All right, let's see if our fuel is on board. We can release that. Say bye-bye to that right there and go up to GSX and have our boarding, request boarding, and that's requested. We can go ahead now and continue our setup. We are RNAV Zulu 32, and we'll be arriving via Fikul. That will be our approach fix. We do not have, we didn't select a star. Let's see what the stars look like, because we may or may not need one. All right, so we have Bernie going to Fikul. I think, let's see, Lamsey, our last waypoint. Yes. We might be able to take Bernie. We may be able to take Bernie 3. So let's put that in, and it's a Victor since we're going to runway 32.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
We'd have to read which one we're going to use for that one. And the approach, that's already in there. Let's go back to our departure bridge, airport, and we are looking for our airport chart. There we go.
Completed. Bypass pin inserted.
And we are on the domestic side. So we can look at that as well. So we're parked around here. And we're using the Sydney 3 departure today.
This way, please.
So we're taking runway 34 right, departure after 500 feet. Then make our right turns toward the first waypoint. We're gonna bring back the ILS 34 right in the event that we have to do a return to the airport. So that will be also on the pinned information. Cool. So let's see what our legs page is saying. Switch to the pan view. And let's go through. Bernie. Alright, so we can indeed take the Bernie arrival. So let's use that. Bernie 3 Victor. And that would be via Fickle. Then go back to our legs page and fix that, because we will have some discontinuities. And remove that from there, go to Bernie, and let's step back through that real quick. Bernie, Eldux, Bansu, Rooney, Fickle, Jappy, Terra. Alright, so we don't need that twice. And that should be great. So we can activate that now, execute, so that comes out. So our first waypoint is Alsem. Once we depart, must pass 500 feet, then go direct to Alsem. Cool, cool, cool. Flight level 310 is our altitude for today. Cost index of 40. And based on our flight plan, we should be using as our reserve fuel of 1.1. And we have 59.2 as our zero fuel weight. Execute that. Let's go to a performance tool, departing off of runway 34 right. It is a wet runway. Using optimum flaps and optimum rating. Anti-ice is off, and our wind 360 at 10, temperature 20, and QNH 1010. Calculate. So flaps 5, takeoff 1, 43. So we go to our N1 limit, takeoff 1, 43. Then go to takeoff, flaps 5. Click on the CG 25.2. Let's double check. So we have 139, 140, and 145. 132, 140. Because it's a wet runway. 132, 140, 145. With a gross width of 64.4. That's well set. Go back into overhead now and finish up our pre-flight checks. Yaw damper comes on, forward fuel pump can go on, and we can go ahead and start our APU. Turn on the fasten seatbelt sign. Now that our fueling is finished, and we put on our electric pump, hydraulic pump number 2, well 1 on the B side, and that will be good to go. Recycle that. Let's get some lights in the cockpit. Welcome to the stream, guys. Appreciate you for joining. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You didn't miss anything yet. We are just setting up to get out of here. Random squawk code 1764 is going to be our squawk code today. Start my ACARS before I forget. ACARS is started. Good. That can be hidden. Nice.
Good morning.
64 out of 155 is our passenger count. We have 64 out of 155. We can turn on our flight directors and our auto throttle, and we'll dial in 145 in the window,
This way, please.
and our heading selector will be
Good morning.
335.
Hello.
Our initial climb, is there a top altitude on here? Initial climb. Runway 34 right, tracking 35 at 500, turns baseline heading or track. Expect radar vectors, aircraft cleared via Malta Alstom or Wollongong MDV. See special requirement A. Let's see special requirement A. Aircraft cleared via the Banda, reach flight level 180 by 156 miles of Banda, and we should reach all of that by then. Okay, great, good.
This way, please.
We should be fine. Transition altitude 10. Okay, so we don't have a top altitude, so we'll clear ourselves to flight level 310. Bearing in mind that departing off runway 34 right, we must ensure we pass 500 feet before we make any turns.
Hello.
All right, Justin, I would have called operations on the phone here, and they said they have the snacks on the way. That would have been a mishap on their side, so we apologize for that. So you get 4 extra cookies.
This way, please.
APU is available. We'll turn on the APU, and we'll disconnect it from downstairs.
This way, please.
Remove the APU. You can watch that go away. And the way that goes, go back upstairs into the overhead, come overhead panel, and we can turn on the packs and open the APU bleed so we can get some air flowing into the cabin,
Good morning.
and we can check these people out.
Good morning.
Flight Simulator has come a very long way. Why is he crawling like that? What is wrong with him? Yeah, no, we're not going to talk about that. Right, so we're just about to
Welcome.
close these doors. All our passengers are almost on board. Let's see, we have
May I see your boarding pass, please? This way, please.
109 of 155. So we're getting there, guys. We're getting there. We're getting there. Okay, so overhead panel is set. We have nothing else to do until we push back off the gate. We can actually set our parking brakes right now and release the ground power, and then wait for our pushback clearance. Since the new update from GSX, we're able to minimize our time, which is actually great, where you can put the tug, the pushback tug, onto the aircraft while you're boarding, which makes sense. So by the time we're ready to push, we don't have to wait that long for that to happen. That usually takes about 3 to 5 minutes before you actually get the aircraft set up. So I'm actually happy for the new update where that is concerned. $125 of 155. Go to our legs page, route data, request the wind, so we can check on the left side, put that to progress. We can check our changes here. Once we import the winds, we'll see if we will get to Gold Coast by 53 or it will be later. So our delay would have caused us to go over. All right, so we saved what, 2 minutes? Let's see what happens in our descent. Load those winds back and we'll see our accurate. So get there by 51 with 2.7 tons of fuel. Tons of fuel to get to Brisbane if we have to divert, but the bad weather really is in Sydney, so once we get out of here, it will be fine. Justin, this reminds you of what we had when we went to Sydney the other day. It was nice, and then all of a sudden it started to rain, and it started to be nice again. So let's see if we can just get out of this murky weather. Yeah, I would not want to be at the airport working in this right now. I prefer the sunny weather. If you just joined the stream, guys, welcome to the stream. It is a little rainy over here in Sydney, but we're flying this beautiful Pmdg 737 aircraft. It is one of Qantas's special liveries, Australia overseas airline. And so I wonder, does anybody know what Qantas actually stand for? I was probably 3 weeks old when I learned what that means. It actually has an acronym, and I did not know that. I did not know that. If you can tell me what that is, I'll give you some brownie points. What does Qantas actually stand for? That was new to me the other day when I saw it. 149, 155. We are almost ready to push off this gate. We are, what, 16 minutes? Nope, we are 13 minutes behind. 12, 13 minutes behind schedule. Not bad, we can make that up. Block time is usually give or take a couple of minutes, so we're not going to be too bad. 153. So we can get our... Alright, that's the bell. We are ready for boarding. Sorry, not ready for boarding. What am I saying? We are ready for pushback. So we'll finish our overhead close. Anti-collision lights comes on. Parking brake is set. Turn on our TCAS and then request pushback. Alright, let's turn down the music just a little bit. And for some reason GSX does not close the back door. I don't get it.
Locking gear.
So they're now locking the gear. And we are ready to go. We are on Unicom, so we're going to make some announcements here to let people know what we're doing. Let's get the chart up for the airport. That's the wrong airport. Want to make a nose right.
Release parking brakes, please.
City traffic, good morning. Qantas 596. Pushback off of domestic side, gate 6. City traffic. We could also use this map. Parking brakes release, start the timer on the right side.
Push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Roger, start at will, start engine number 2, then engine number 1. Once we get clear of the gate area a little bit, we'll then start engine number 2. Hello, hello, and welcome to the stream, guys. We are just pushed off the gate here in Sydney. We're going to start our engine right now, turn off packs 1 and pack 2, stern engine number 2. Look at our display here. Into 25. Once we hit 25, we will introduce the fuel. We turn this to the legs page on the right side, and we will have our takeoff on the left side. 23, 24, and 25. Not sure why my sim is lagging like this. Hope we're not going to have any problems today. Start switch cutout. Engine is stabilizing. Check for any abnormal vibration.
Parking brakes.
Parking brake is set.
Unlocking gear.
Roger. All temp looks fine. Vibration looks good. Start number 1. Let's take that from the outside. And 25. I hope his head doesn't hurt if he comes out from onto that real well.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
When we're flying the Airbus, it is so much, the Airbus and the 777 is so much better to see him not bounce his head, or him or her rather, whoever is doing it, to see them bounce their head on the aircraft. I guess the creators didn't want to bend it too much. Ah well. Alright, pins away on the left hand side, and we have starter cutout, and vibration looks good. After start, what is going on with my simulator? Alright, after start checks. Overheat come on, and turn on the left, electronic pump packs go on, isolation valves come on, B valves come on, APU is done. You can turn off the APU, start switches to continuous, light control check, rudder left, rudder right, neutral, yoke left, right, pulley up, pulley down, good, free and clear. Let's get our flaps in the 5 position. Flaps 5, set, green light, and we are ready for taxi. So what's our taxi route for today? So we're going to taxi off of domestic, make a left onto Charlie, follow Charlie across runway 25, I think this is. Yes, cross runway 25 via Charlie, follow Charlie all the way down to Lima, Lima to Tango, then Tango to runway 34 right, Tango 6. So it's going to be a pretty long taxi. We're going to try to see if we can do that as quickly as possible. We are ready to go, guys. Let's throw on the taxi lights and the runway turn off lights. Looking good. Release the brakes, breakaway thrust. And let's show this show on the road. City traffic, Qantas 596, taxi runway 34 left, correction 34 right for departure. City traffic. We're gonna go up to about 30% and 1. Get the aircraft rolling. We are off. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We are taxiing out to runway 34 right for departure today. Thank you so much for choosing Qantas. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. So we're gonna take Charlie. That looks like a lot of rain right there. Weather radar does not work in the Pmdg 737, at least not yet. As they would have been saying countless times, because people keep asking the same question over and over, there's no way to tell where rain is in the simulator because of whatever API that Asobo and Microsoft is working with. So it's just a picture pretty much on the 777, but it has not been put into the 737 as yet, so we don't have that. So it's just there for style, pretty much. If we're flying to a storm, we have no idea. Not good, but we try to get around it. Based on our flight path, these rain bands aren't bad, so we should be good. No significant weather in the area, so we should be just fine. Welcome to the stream, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good evening to you. Good evening to you. Feel free to say hello in the chat. Let me know you're there. Let me know how everything is going for you. Hoping that you are all well as we head over to Gold Coast on the eastern coast of Australia. I really have no idea why my sim is lagging the way it is. I could not tell you why. Let's hope that clears up once we get airborne. It could be the airport. Airport might be a little on the strong side. Clear left, clear right. approaching a runway, so we turn on our strobe lights. Clear left, clear right. Sometimes these airports are not as optimized as they should be, and even if you have a out of the park computer, you're still not even getting the best performance because the airport is not optimized. Clear the runway, we can turn off our strobes. So we follow Charlie out, then make a left onto Lima. Probably can wave to the tower if anybody was in there. Traveling at 20 knots right now. I think my virtual airline does not like if I go above 23 knots. But we're gonna have to get some points deducted real quick because it's far. We need to go. We need to go. We need to go. We need to go. We've been off the gate 10 minutes now. Yeah, we need to go. First left is gonna be Bravo, is it? We'll take Lima anyways. And slow to 10 knots in this turn. I can recall staying in a hotel way over here and watching these same planes taxi all the way over the runway 34 right. And look at us now, doing the exact same thing. All right now. The hotel is right here. If you ever get a chance to go to Australia, guys, you should. It is a beautiful country. The people are nice. You'll be spoiled. You don't have to walk around with cash anywhere. Everybody takes card. You just gotta be tapping, tapping, tapping. That was an eye-opener for me over there in Aussie land, man. Got back to the US, and when someone told me they don't take cards, I said, excuse me, what? What you mean you don't take cards, man? Got spoiled. Alright, we're on Tango right now. Let's kill the music. Got a little more thrust going. Which place is that? The hotel we stayed at? I'm not. I can't even remember the name either right now, Justin. It's wow. That's crazy. Probably if I look it up on the map or something, I can remember what it is because it's right next to the airport. It would have been cool to stay in the hotel that's actually in between that. That way you're a little bit closer to the runway. But hey, maybe the next time around we could do that. Hey, what's going on, Aviation Geek 268? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. It is almost time for us to jet out of here. Just to remind ourselves of the departure, we're using the Sydney 3 departure today. And we have to make sure on departure we do not turn before we pass 500 feet. All right, guys, are we ready to go? If you're ready to go, just type let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Sydney traffic contest 596 at runway 34 right. Line up runway 34 right, Sydney traffic. I should have dinged the cabin a long time ago, let them know we are ready to go. Sitting over here talking. Approach path is clear. Left side is clear, and we can line up runway 34 right. Runway entry procedure, strobe lights on. Rolling takeoff. Start the timer. Buzz to 50%. And toga. Pressure on the yoke. Thrust is set. 90.6 set. Airspeed alive. 80 knots, check. V1. Rotate. Pause and ready to climb. Gear going up. And away we go, guys. We are airborne. Remember, no turns before 500 feet. 500 feet, check. We can make a right turn. Direct ALSEM. City traffic, contest 596, airborne passing 1,200 feet. Right turn, direct ALSEM, climb 18, follow number 310, join departure, Sydney last call. This is why we need 2 pilots in the flight deck so we can turn. And we'll follow our heading over 040. Speed check, flaps 1. Flaps up, speed check. stabilize, and we can go direct to Ulsem, and we can engage autopilot. I have to check our checklist. Auto brake off, landing gear up and off, flaps up. Sydney in the background. Look at the upper hut, guys. You can see the upper house right here. Really cool. There goes the rainbow right there. That is cool, a double rainbow. And the bridge is somewhere behind here as well. Passing 6,000 feet, passing 10,000 feet, we turn our lights off and climb all the way up to flight level 310 on our way to Gold Coast. I did not activate LNAV. That's crazy. LNAV, and that's why it's important to read out the FMA. So LNAV, VNAV speed. And once you cross 10,000 feet, that would also be our transition altitude. So we set standard 1013. And we should be breaking out of these clouds, passing 1,400, I think it is. 14,000, sorry. 10,000. We should be breaking out at 10,000. Some sprinkles coming on here. It's weird that when you go outside you don't see the rain, but only when you're inside the airplane and you're looking out the window you see the rain passing. I hope they fix that in the new sim. 10,000 feet, landing lights off. Start switches to auto, wing light off. And standard set 3 times, and we are hoping to break out of these clouds very soon. If you're looking for an a virtual airline to join, guys, there's one that I'm a part of called Virtual One World. It is a great place to start flying. Feel free to check us out. Definitely be able to fly a multiplicity of routes. You won't get bored of flying. There are so many routes that we have at that airline. It is crazy. This is one of the routes right now over here in Australia. All right, we're breaking out of the clouds here, guys. Looking good, looking good, looking good. So our track is going to take us towards the northeast, up the coastline of Australia on this cool 1 hour flight. Six minutes in, passing flight level 136 up to flight level 310. If you're just joining, thank you so much for being here with us today on this stream. The streams before, I really must apologize for a mishap that happened. For whatever reason, I did not set the OBS properly. At least I thought I did. and I didn't realize that I had no voice coming through. So I'm over here talking, adding all the commentary I can, and nobody's hearing me. Well, that's a waste. But I hope you do enjoy the video the same way. But today, it's a lot better because you are hearing me. And once you hear me and you hear me clearly, that thumbs up. And if you like what you're seeing right now, please don't forget to subscribe. Consider subscribing and liking the videos. It will really help a lot. I do appreciate that support. Upcoming YouTuber, so all the help and support I can get, I do appreciate it. Passing flight level 160 up to flight level 310 is where we're going to Gold Coast, and we cannot seem to get out these clouds. All right then. At least it seems to be a smooth ride, so at least our passengers will not be complaining. Beautiful livery, beautiful airplane by Pmdg. That's nice. That's really nice. Now, if we had our weather radar, we'll know exactly how much time. But I think when I looked at the radar screen, there was quite a bit of rain. Let's see if I can show that to you on this new weather radar that VRAM has. If I can find, here we go. Precipitation. Yep, there we go. Right, so this is, the green is where we are, and this is all of this weather right here. So once we clear all of that, we should be fine. And it looks like we will have ATC, and that's great. ATC over in Gold Coast, and our alternate would have been Brisbane, but we're good. And we see here the ATIS is saying that we're doing ATIS Charlie, runway 32 with 360 at 15, visibility greater than 10 kilometers. Cab okay, so it's beautiful weather over there, temperature 26. We should have been in Australia right now. Yeah, that would have been a good trip. Maybe next time. Cool. Passing flight level 217 up to flight level 310. That will be our cruise altitude today. The wind should give us that nice ride along. Right now we are at 426 across the ground. Once we get up to above flight level 300, we should be going a little bit faster with this cross quadrant tailwind, which will get us up to speed. Once we get airborne, we're going to talk about a couple of things, because I would love to hear from you guys about the upcoming 737 MAX. I know I have not bought it as yet, have not gotten that as yet, but it's a serious consideration. But we'll talk about that in a few minutes. Our passengers with the windows, we spying them a little bit. This is so cool. This is really, really cool. Once upon a time, it's an empty airplane. Now we have passengers. How far this ship has come. Flight level 250. 6 more to go. And it seems like we're breaking out of these clouds finally, guys. It is looking nice and blue up here. That's what we like to see. Blue skies, blue skies, blue skies. Cloud surfing is what we want to do. Just past flight level 270, climbing up to flight level 310. Our speed is now up to 470. That's what we want to see. So generally when we do these shorter flights, so this is not a short flight. It is a short flight, but it's not an ultra short flight. So we do have some time. Once we get a top of climb, it's still a great distance from our top of descent. So that's quite a bit. So we do have some time to chit chat before we have to start doing our descent preparation. So we'll be able to get through that with no issues. Flight number 280, 3,000 more to go as we climb to flight number 310, which will be our final cruise for today. And we have an aircraft that's 2,000 feet below us. No, that's 2,000 feet above us, but he's descending. And he's flying a prop aircraft, but he's no factor. Probably won't even get to see him anywhere out there. And we can see the coastline of Australia. Eastern or southeastern Australia, that is. Yeah, he's going on the other side, so we won't get to see him. Flight level 295, we are almost to our cruise altitude. We will hear the horn go off just now to alert us of 1,000 to go. There's the horn, 1,000 to go. Flight level 310. and we can release the cabin. And let's push the aircraft just a bit more. So we're going 0.785 as our cruise speed. Speed right now is 490 across the ground. That's some good speed. All right, great. So let's talk about some business now. So a couple of aircraft that are on the way out is the 777 freighter. There are no pictures out right now of the actual aircraft itself, but there have been a few snaps of the inside of the cargo bay, and that can be found over on the Pmdg website, which I am patiently waiting on. I honestly do not like the longer version of airplanes. That's just a personal pet peeve of mine. I prefer the shorter air version. So for example, the 777-200ER is my favorite variant out of the 777 fleet. You have the 300ER, the 200LR, 200ER, and it's crazy that they would have done the 300ER. Based on whatever study they did, they said that the 300ER is the most popular airplane. I don't know. I guess maybe that's on the eastern world. But on the western side of the planet, we have the 200ERs, which are the most popular for American, United, Delta at one point, and British Airways. All of them, they use a 200ER. They do have 300ERs, yes, but the popular version is a 200ER. So I'm not sure why they decided to do the 300ER. It can carry a lot more volume over long distances, which is fine. And those massive engines, oh my goodness. This 737, imagine this 737, the nose of this airplane can fit into the 777ER. Just imagine, let's get close up to it. Just imagine that this entire area can fit into the engine of the 777-300ER. That's how massive these engines are. However, I hate the plane in terms of, okay, I shouldn't say I hate it, but I prefer the 200ER versus the 300ER. Talk about the 757. 757-200 personally is what I prefer over the 300. If we look at the 767, now that's different because we have the 23 and the 400. Preferred the 200 for a while, but since the 300 was the more popular version, it grew on me. So I preferred the 300 for the 767. So I just prefer those shorter versions, the 787 as well, the Dash 8, Dash 9, and the Dash 10. Most persons seem to like the Dash 9, but I prefer the Dash 8. Just a personal preference. But we're not going to probably see that for another few months or so, given that Microsoft 2024 is coming out in, coming out in 1 month and 2 days exactly. So the advent of the Microsoft 2024 coming to this to computers in another month or so, Pmdg is going to have to see whatever the SDK looks like to then bring the current fleet over to Microsoft 2024 before they do anything where a new airplane is concerned. So their hope is to get the 777LR freighter version out by the end of October, which will at least give us an opportunity to fly that bird before 2024 comes out. And then of course they'll have to get all of those over to 2024 version before they even look at the LR passenger version, and then subsequently the ER version. Now, the max for the 737 family. So Pmdg was working on the max for the 737 as well for the PC. And a few months ago, not sure if it was last year or I can't remember what month exactly it was, but there was a stream done online by a YouTuber, and it was an interview with Robert, and the question was asked about the Max. So the Max was supposed to come out in between one of these very, 777 comes out with the 300 version, then the freighter comes out, and hopefully between the freighter and the LR passenger version, we're supposed to wake up one morning and see the Max come out. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen anymore because we were just told on October 4th, and if anybody is not a part of the Pmdg family, this is where he would have said it. So he was what's going on at Pmdg. So they're working on some commercial activity. So it says here, you may see us reference to our enterprise division in a few places during the coming months and years. This is a new aspect of Pmdg's growth that has been working with a large commercial aircraft manufacturer on an enterprise level project that is a high priority for them and for all of us at Pmdg. It has caused us to deprioritize the retail release of our 737 MAX for the time being, as our contract requires that we maintain a clear firewall between our retail product options and the work that we're doing on the enterprise side. Since we're not an enormous corporation, this means that the same developers who are currently supporting the enterprise effort are in part a portion of the development team responsible for our MAX iteration, and that makes it hard for us to document a clear firewall between the two products. So for now, we're prioritizing the enterprise side, as our success in the project has the potential to be a big X factor in the project we would like to do after the 747 is completed. So it's this X factor is more than likely the 777X that's currently in development in the real world right now. And so once the 747 is out, that will be what they work on. So this entire area right here does not say that the Max is dead. At least that's not what I just read. It's just on the back burner right now until they finish whatever enterprise that they're working on. So there's been this back and forth with the 777, not the 777, with the Max version for iFly. Now, I have used iFly when I was in FS 2004, and there were some good planes. Before I got the Pmdg, I used iFly, the 747 for iFly. They were really, really good planes. So I don't doubt how good they're going to be. But I just don't understand why people will go to the forums and and fuss at the Pmdg because the iFly is coming out. It's just ridiculous. Justin says, I have yet to fly the Pmdg 700, but after seeing previews of the iFly Max, I'm going to get it. And that is saying something because the 737NG and Max versions are far from being my favorite planes. Yeah, so it really takes the person who it's a personal preference. Personally, I mean, I want to get the Max because I want to be realistic. So, for example, American Airlines and Caribbean Airlines in the Caribbean where I live, you have the Max flying to the Caribbean, and flying the NGs. Yeah, it works because you have aircraft substitution, but it's not realistic. So I'd get the Max from iFly because I know their reputation. They're a good company, so they'll definitely get that for me. There are some things about the Max that I don't really fancy, and the one thing that I can remember seeing is the auto trim. I don't think that happens in the real world, and I'm not sure if you can actually set it to not do that, because that would kind of ruin it for me, because you have the trim wheel here and I should be able to trim it myself. I mean, that's all a part of the immersion. I hope that they actually do something about that, but we'll see when the release comes out. So in terms of getting the airplane, I will get it. It's right now out on pre-release, and I suppose there's still things that are not finished. So once they put it out for actual release, then I'll buy it and we can definitely do some of those flights here on the Aviator 268 channel. But for right now, we're just gonna go ahead and fly what we have. The next set of airplanes to come out, once the 777 freighter comes out, we'll definitely do some of those flights on the stream as well. There's some interesting routes that the 777LR freighter does. So we'll be able to definitely do some of those weird routes that you don't necessarily fly into on passengers. And there's some airports that are on sale that, on the web that you could buy for those freighter dogs. And those are really some nice airports. So we hope we can definitely do those flights as we see the 777 come to the simulator. My favorite plane is also coming. Hopefully that would happen in December. That is the Bluebird Simulation 757. Now, I'm hoping that all these other planes come out before that, because I can guarantee you, once that plane hits the market, you guys are going to probably be sick of me, because I'm going to be flying the 757 all day, every day. It is by far my favorite airplane. And so once that 757 comes out, rest assured we're going to be flying the wheels, the wings, the everything off of that airplane, because it is just so nice. And coming from FS9 and P3D with Captain Sim, they really, I think Captain Sim really dropped the ball. Not I think, they did. Captain Sim dropped the ball because they had some good planes for FS9. The systems were pretty good. They just had to tweak the VNav and get that sorted out. And they didn't for P3D. The plane was just not good when it comes to descending. And there's some people who would say, well, I remember one of my friends would have said that you use the level change for your descent, and that's all well and good, but the aircraft just did not function the way others did to make it good. So apart from the VNav, I think they really could have done a good job going into Msfs. And then thinking now you're in Msfs, you have the 777, you have the 767, then there's no system depth. I'd like to know why. That's not cool, Captain Sim. It really would have been nice to have those aircraft with the system depth so that we could have study level airplanes. However, we're waiting on Bluebird simulations. I'm really anxious for that airplane. It looks really good. Initially, it was supposed to be freeware, but they realized that they could do a lot more with it, and I'm ready for that plane. I am ready for that plane. The 757 is a workhorse, and I am ready to fly it. We have airlines like Delta, American. Even though American retired them, we can still do retro ops. You have United still uses the 757. You have National Airline that uses 757. Iceland Air. I'm not sure who else right now uses it, but those for sure. I know Delta definitely uses the 757s to do a lot of flights, even some transcon. So we could definitely do a flight from New York to Iceland, Paris to Raleigh Durham, Detroit to London. We could put that airplane on some pretty cool flights. So we're gonna do that. All right, so I've talked quite a bit. Looked at our airplane real quick on the outside. Really nice airplane and the scenery behind it. But now we gotta get back into the airplane and check this out for our arrival. So we're gonna be using, let's see if we still have ATC on board. Yes, we do. So the ATC frequency right now is Brisbane, so it is 124.7. So let's tune that. 124.7. One, 4.7, and that's set for when we descend. And so for the Bernie 3 Victor arrival, hey, what's going on, Zimena Cardenas? What's up? What's up? Just trying to get ourselves set up for this approach. We're going to runway 32. So from Rooney, turn left track 007 to Fecal. Cross Fecal between 4,000 and 5,000. Then turn left to track 310 to Jappy. And then to Terra. And then join, then report runway site for the approach instructions. So it'll be a visual getting down here after we get to Jappy. We should have visual on. Oh, all right, cool, cool. Welcome to the stream, man. Welcome to the stream. All right, and then for our RNP Zulu, we're gonna take a Fecal, so we cross Fecal at about 5,000. Appreciate the sub, man. Appreciate the sub. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. So Fecal at 5,000, and then we will cross Sierra Charlie to Sierra India at 3250, and then we do a 30-degree descent down to runway 32. All right, so on the Star Victor, we descend to cross Rooney Eldas above 9,000, Vansu above 7, Rooney above 5,000. So we'll set our descent now down to initial flight level 110, and then we will continue our descent after that. Matter of fact, let's do 9,000, since that's our initial altitude on the Star. I've never played Msfs 2020, but I've played GeoFS. It's a bit unrealistic though. Okay, I'm actually not familiar with GeoFS. If you could leave a link or something, I could also check that out. That would be cool. Our airport, we are landing on runway 32. So once we touch down, we should aim to roll out either to hotel or all the way to the end and come back around on Charlie. So let's go to our performance tool and we'll go to landing en route, import, runway 32. We have 8,176 feet. Auto brakes 1, packs on, anti-ice off, and our reversers are all operational. Import the weather, 1016. So let's put 1016 in our window here. I want you to listen to these sounds. This is one of the most realistic sounds I've ever heard on a 737. And if you disagree with me, that's fine, but I love these sounds. It reminds me of actually sitting in an airplane. Whew. I respect what you're doing, because for me personally, I could never be patient enough to spend. Well, you can actually do what is called time acceleration, but I don't do it because it's unrealistic. So if a flight takes 9 hours, it's 9 hours. As a matter of fact, this morning I did a flight from last night from Vancouver to London, 9 hours and change, and yeah, it took the 9 hours. All right, let's calculate real quick. Ooh, landing distance exceeds, so we have to now take speed brakes 2, and still too short. So let's go G-brake 3, and there we go. So there is that landing threshold. So the runway threshold that we see here, so we have this is 1475 that we don't use for landing. So crossing this black line, so we only have this amount left. So we have 7,484 feet of landing distance. So we must use our auto brakes 3, and our approach speed is 147. So flaps 30, 147. That's in the window there, and we will take auto brake 3. Yes. All right. It down sounds like airplane as a person that flies a lot. Yep, it surely does, man. Love the Pmdg 737 airplane. It sounds so cool. 38 minutes into the flight, and we've just started descent, descending through flight level 260. We're going initially down to 9,000 feet. Let us look at our descent forecast. Transition level, flight level 110. So we're going down to 9,000 feet. We have our, we're just talking about our landing. So once we land, basically we should land in 5,559 feet. So if you go back to our chart, so 5,000 should land us about here. So we just roll all the way to the end and take Charlie to the ramp. We should be parking on, let's get up the charts here. I think I do have those already up. For airport, oh, it wasn't that one. All right, let's go back to search airport, and we're looking at the parking stands for domestic apron. All right, so we have a plethora of, hold on, let's check something here. Airport. Wrong airport. Here we go. Wow. Parking stand. There we go. So I need to remove that so we don't get confused. Cool. Pinned. We're looking at our airport, and we're looking at parking stands for, there we go. So this is our domestic terminal, and we're going to park at 6 left. So once we get off of our runway, we take Charlie to Delta, then make a left here on Echo, and taxi into runway to stand at 6 left. So there aren't any jetways where we're going to park at. There are probably 1 or 2, but we're going to do a walk-in gate today. So if we look at our airport chart once more, and we just got contacted by Brisbane approach, so we'll call him just now. So we're gonna land, make a right Charlie, make a left to Alpha, then Echo, and then to the gate. So let's go over to our radios now, 124.7, and contact Brisbane. Brisbane approach present, good morning, Qantas 596 with you, descending through flight level 200 for 9,000. Squawk 4042. Squawking 4042 for Qantas 596. Yes, sir. We are using the Bernie 3 Victor and the Arnav Broadway 32. Would you repeat that speed restriction for us, please? Max speed on descent. Okay, he wants us to know max speed on descent, but that I'm not certain. The chart doesn't necessarily say that, or does it? All right, the outer new speed. We'll allow the aircraft to take that off. Not a problem. Okay. So Cardenas is saying I've only flown on 730 like 2 times on Air Mexico. Normally I fly on A20s, but I like the 737. Yeah, the 737 is very nice. The Airbuses, I don't have an issue with whether Airbus or Boeing. You know how they say, if it's not Boeing, we're not going. But hey, whatever it is, I like them both. They both have their quirks. They both have their pros and cons. So we're good. Just got a haircut. The lady that normally customer right here, so she's not too good. So today we went to a different spot, and the lady was much better. All right. Well, at least you have somebody new that you can always go to. Me right now, my hair is I gotta redo my hair at the back because the barber kind of messed it up, but we'll fix that. That's good. It's always best. You're paying for something, you gotta be happy with it. We have 2 persons going in, so there's another person going into Gold Coast, but he's a prop, so we shouldn't have a problem. So we're a little bit faster than him.
The Gold Coast QNH is 1016.
1016, 596, thank you.
1016, thank you.
You guys are here in the ATC now, right?
And just 312 on the ground at Gold Coast, requesting clearance on time.
It's the 312. Approach G'day, 701.
For some reason my OBS would have changed the setting, so you weren't hearing the air traffic controller just now, but that should be sorted now.
Quarters 596, descend about 4000.
Descend on the 4000, partners 596. Down to 4,000, and of course once we go below 10,000 feet we gotta pull that back to 250.
You're cleared to
250 below 10,000 feet is the norm, so we'll do that.
Plan route.
Seatbelt sign coming on, and once you get below 10,000 feet we'll then turn on the
4527 and departure is with me.
And I'm beginning to get all these stutters again, not sure why, but let's just hope that that changes as we get lower.
Good. It's 312.
A big difference with GeoFS animals is that the planes are free and you can play in the browser, and people can make planes and put them in the game. So there's the normal planes plus community footprint. Alright, that's cool. Is it, so you're saying it's something you can play on the browser? Alright, Justin says he can hear it now. Yeah, OBS is bugging. When it's not one is the next. But I'm happy that you guys can hear me clearly now, because before it was not it.
Can I have 2 minutes outside the cockpit?
Alright, so we're going to help our aircraft by putting out some speed brakes
7HT1 objective, went back.
to get down 250 below 10,000. We're about to cross 10,000. You can play it on Google or whatever search engine you have. Okay, cool. Speed 240 below 10,000, crossing 10,000. Let's get on our landing lights. Start switches to continuous and wing lights go on. I'll be able to hear you just fine this whole time. Yeah, I was just making sure that I could, because the last streams that I had, I thought I was talking to people, but apparently I was talking to myself because the setting was incorrect. I had the box unchecked for the stream, so nobody was hearing me. So I'm happy for this now that everybody's able to hear me as we are on this stream today.
Qantas 781. On 596, descend by the start, 3000 foot RMD approach runway 32, report established, and can resume profile speed.
Descend via the runway 3 Victor and will report established on the final runway 32. Qantas 596. Alright, so we just got cleared down to 4,000 feet. So once we get to Fickle, we'll make that left turn as the chart says towards Japi, and then we need to state that we can see the runway, so we report the runway in sight, and then we get the further landing clearance once we're doing that. So on the approach runway 32, the RNAV, I need to also set this to 510, which is our decision height. 510. There we go.
Approach grenade. 821 on the ground at Brisbane, requesting our fire clearance to Sydney South. That's 821, approach grenade, you're clear to Sydney by Sonic flight plan of route Sonic 1 departure, runway 01 right. Come by the 6000, squawk 43660, departure is me. Clear to Sydney by Sonic flight plan route, Sonic 1, 01 right. Combuster to 6000, squawk 4360, and departure 60, where it's domestic gate 23, so just the 820. That's the 821.
Alright, so we're going to reduce our speed to 210. I prefer small streamers than big ones sometimes because you can actually interact with the streamers. Like, yeah, and that is very true, and I appreciate that, man. Alright, so in a situation like this, we're going to have to use level change, and that is going to allow the aircraft to level out first, and then we reduce our speed down to 210. We're going to keep out the speed brakes, which will help us to get down even faster once we get down to 210 knots. We're kind of high,
Control New Zealand 235.
but once we're between 4,000 and 5,000 at Fickle, we should be good. We're descending to 5,900 now, so let's do that. Get down to 210, and we'll keep the speed brakes out so we can have a steeper descent rate. So we need to get to Charlie Golf 2 Sierra India, which is around here.
821 request gate 2.
By 3,200 feet.
That's 821, push and start approved. Push approved, it's 821.
So
New
we're
Zealand
below
2350
5,000
identified. Do you have
and
a
above
star plane
4,000.
to visit
So
already?
go ahead and pull back now
I do
and
have a
extend one
star.
notch of
We're
flat
coming down
to
on
help
the
us to get
Blocker
slower.
approach, but if I could get a shortcut so I don't have to go down the Blocker,
So we're
that'd be
left
great.
base now to join the final over Fico.
New Zealand 2350, sorry, what's the star again and the runway?
And let's
It
see if we
is
see the runway
Blocker,
by
Bravo, Lima, Alpha, Kilo, Alpha, and runway 01 right.
reduce speed now to 180. Flaps.
New Zealand
2.
2350, that is a better star clearance for aircraft coming from the south. I can give you a better one if you need.
A better one would be great, thank you.
And we're not seeing the runway yet.
New Zealand 2350, it'll clear the Smoker 1 Alpha arrival, runway 01 right. Descend via the star 9000, Brisbane QNH 1016, runway 01 right, expect the ILS.
Actually, we do see the
Here,
runway.
New Zealand 2350,
So right here.
clear via the Smoker 1 approach 401 right.
Flaps 5.
In New Zealand 2350, just descend by the star 9000, QNH 1016.
New Zealand 2350,
And
descending
we
via the
switch to our
star
approach speed.
1012.
Drop the gears. And approach Qantas 596, runway inside.
9000.
Qantas 596, runway inside.
Qantas 596, runway 32, clear to land.
Runway 32, clear to land 596. Speed check, flaps 10. And we're gonna now hand fly the airplane, my airplane. So we will continue our descent down to
Qantas 781, that you back.
Yeah.
1,600 feet. So that's a very
Qantas
high descent, so let's get
781,
that back up.
turn
Collapse.
left heading
15,
3103.
speed check.
Turn left heading 3103.
So we want to get a 3 degree, ooh,
Qantas 781, descend 4000.
a 3 degree descent would be about 500 feet. So we're going to try to maintain that between 5 and 8. And the winds are trying to play us right about now. Flaps 25. We should be crossing that last waypoint at 1,660 feet. So we're going to just give ourselves a little bit more of a dive. No more than 2,000 feet per minute. Flaps 30.
Just 821 was ready for taxi 01 right.
Good. And we can now
That's at
keep
821,
it at
corporate
800
flight.
feet per minute.
New Zealand
And
2350,
we'll be fine.
optional.
Looking good.
New Zealand 2350,
This wind is
we're
what's
just,
kicking us up.
replanning our FMC. Just having a couple of issues there.
New Zealand 2350, yeah.
$1,000.
1,000 check. Alright, so let's have the landing checks.
New Zealand
Speed
2350,
brake
confirming
on.
my next waypoint should be
Brake
is now.
level 3, flaps 30, 30 and green light. Landing gear down 3
Your
green.
next waypoint should be
Lights
Down
on,
to
landing
Delta
checks
Alpha Par Tango
complete.
uniform.
And we have 3 reds and 1 white, so we're a little bit high.
179, turn
All
left
right,
heading
there we
30.
go. We have
Copy.
2 whites, 2 reds, so we are good.
Traffic.
Can you please repeat that for Quantum 781? 1781, turn left heading 300 degrees.
300, Quantum 781.
Right.
Just 781, you can
So
descend
you have
to
the display
3000
threshold right there, so we're not going to land
approach
on
runway
that.
32
So we have to go
towards
past that. Let's hope it's going to be better for Troop, man.
Quantum 781.
All right.
Approaching minimums.
Woo.
500. Minimums.
Continue.
Just 821 is no Charlie, ready for taxi 01 right.
Just 821, can you accept an Alpha 7 departure?
Negative, we'll need full length, so just 821.
Just 821, not a problem. Taxi
Check.
Bravo Alpha 9 holding point 01 right.
50.
Bravo Alpha 9
50.
on point 01 right, it's 820.
20. 10.
And
New Zealand 2350, a little high
Speed
there.
break
I can
up.
offer you some extra shots.
reverse. Reverse is normal.
Yeah, we may need that. We were descending for blocker beforehand, so that'd be
70
great.
knots.
Thanks to New Zealand 2350.
First lights out. Manual braking.
New Zealand 2350.
That looks like butter.
Thanks, stand by.
That probably was butter for Truman. Cardenas, muchas gracias, señor.
Gold Coast information echoes out current, changes wind 010 degrees, 16 knots. Cloud broken 4,000 feet.
Let's see what we say just now once we get off the runway.
Information echo.
Stop the timer. And let's clean it up.
New Zealand 2350, cancel, start, turn left heading 190 degrees.
Turn left heading 190 degrees, New Zealand 2350.
Start our APU. And we can take off our strobes and our wing lights and taxi to the ramp. Qantas 596 is cleared of runway on Charlie.
Qantas 596, taxi Charlie to the bay.
Roger, Charlie to the ramp, 596, thank you. Woo! Let's see what that landing rate was.
Runways in sight, Qantas
That
781.
landing rate, where is my A cars? There we go.
Qantas
Landing rate
781,
was
runway 32,
137. Not bad,
runway
not
32,
bad.
Qantas 781.
137. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gold Coast.
150, New Zealand 2350.
Let's call our domestic terminal 6 right. Alright, no problem. We're going to 6 right. Don't need no follow me. And we're using Oceania as the ramp agents today. So let's look at this real quick.
It's 312, we'll just stand by push.
So we're gonna take Charlie all the way to Alpha, then a right onto Echo, and then to runway 6 to the gate 6 right. Nice, 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 nice. We are at the Gold Coast, guys. That landing was
ready at,
nice
Alpha
and smooth. Minus 137.
New Zealand 2350, gonna just loop you around to the left here, turn left heading 050 degrees.
050 to the left, New Zealand 2350.
It's 821, runway 01 right, clear for takeoff, report airborne.
I jump scared you. How?
Report airborne, it's 821.
I hope that Jetstar is not in my gate.
Okay, this one. I don't know what's happening.
So we're gonna take Echo. And 6 should be just up here. But I'm wondering if the Jetstar is in the gates. This is 4. 4 left. Then 4 right.
New Zealand 2350, if you see the left turn, heading
Okay, good.
330.
So Jetstar is
Continue
not
going
in our
left,
gate.
330, New Zealand 2350.
So 6 right is
All
just
stations
here.
from Brisbane information. Echo is now current. Change is cloud
So we
view.
turn on this
3500.
light. Make a left turn into
That's
the ramp.
313, cautioning the Qantas 737 that is taxiing on Echo. Push to start approved.
We'll caution the Qantas 737 for that's not there.
And it's the 821 airborne, topping 1,200 for 6,000.
Alright, slow down as we
It's
come in.
821, identified, climb via the football level 180. 180,
And we
just
gotta
821.
make sure we get to that 737 line. How much more to the left do you want me to go?
New Zealand 2350, just confirm you're turning to the left 330.
And
330, New Zealand 2350.
stop. You better give me a dance for all of
New
that
Zealand
now.
2350, you can see
Man,
the
whatever.
turn
Parking
even
brake is
further
set.
to 902 degree.
APU on the bus. And we
Continuing
can
left,
turn off
290,
our...
New Zealand 2350.
Stop the timer. 1 hour and 21 minutes. And we can turn off that. You part a bit too far. Man, please. Did you not just tell me where to go? You told me to stop there. Wow. Okay. Now you want to blame me. Okay, cool. No problem. No problem at all. Alright, so that just starts pushing back there. We will turn off the beacon. Set our... Request our deboarding.
Deboarding requested.
And we'll put on our wheel chocks. And we'll watch the deboarding process. Alright guys, we are here at Gold Coast. It was an awesome pleasure flying into this airport, especially with the all of this stutter, especially with that approach there on the RNAV. That approach is pretty high, but we made it. We made it. Touchdown pretty smooth. I like it. I like it. Nice. Yeah, guys, that was nice. That was really, really nice. It was a beautiful flight coming out of Sydney, Australia. It was a little bit rainy, but we're here in sunny Gold Coast. And that approach really had me going for a little bit. It almost reminds me of, not so much of it being so difficult like the Toncontin Tegucigalpa over in Honduras, but it was a little stressful, a little bit stressful. Coming in that kind of high and then having to set on the way down, but that's cool. That is cool. We're gonna watch our passengers deboard.
Just off 312, confirming if Qantas 781 crashed for you.
Just 313
Carolina said I'll be coming to the next stream. I appreciate that, man. It is always good to hear that. It is good to have all of you guys here today. It is awesome
Okay, thank you.
flying the 737 for PMDG. Really realistic. Getting things back and forth. It was really, really nice. So we're gonna get the music going on right here. Thank you so very much, guys, for joining on the stream this evening. Remember, if you enjoy the content, to consider taking a like and a subscribe. It would help us to grow the channel here on Aviator 268. Listen, it's been real. I do appreciate it. And of course, as always, make sure you take care of yourself. Your mental health is important. You're important. Until next time, take care.
New Zealand 2350, descend 4 minutes.
New Zealand 2350, descending 4,000.
New Zealand 2350, turn left, heading 160 degrees.
Going to the left, 160 degrees. New Zealand 2350.